We suggest that close your eyes and do not look at the screen again until it stops.
Yes. Yes, I'm all right.
Edgar.
Oh, Carl, please. In the door, please. Please. No, please let me have it.
Edgar, why won't you let me send for a doctor?
No. I'm all right. All right.
If there's anything you need.
Yes. Yes, I'll send for you.
parlor.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Marsh.
I see you have someone new in the house.
Miss Clare. Moved in yesterday. Seems like a nice lady.
Miss Clare?
That's right. Miss Betty Clare. You know her?
No. She works near here, does she?
Oh, the florist down near the square.
I see. Thank you. Good morning.
What was it you had in mind? A bunch of roses, perhaps? Or...
Yes, a button.
This is... Can I help you, sir? A buttonhole, perhaps?
How do you get to know a girl?
How do you get to know a girl? Why, it's the easiest thing in the world.
How?
You've got somebody in mind.
How? Tell me how.
Well, it's hard to say. It depends on the girl, the place, so many things.
Suppose she lived just across the street, but you'd never met her.
Oh, that's easy. You wait for her to appear, you step forward, you raise your hat, and you say, how do you do?
For no reason?
Well, if she lives across the street, she's a neighbor. One talks to one's neighbors.
Yes, I suppose so. But what would you say?
Well, either small talk, such as what a pleasant day it's been, that sort of thing, or the direct approach. Come right out in the open. Tell her you think she's attractive and you want her to dine with you.
You make it sound so easy.
But it is easy, Edgar. Look here, what is all this? Are you thinking of finding yourself a girl?
Suppose she rebuffs you. Slaps your face right out there in the street.
Oh, yes, that's a risk. But it's one usually worth taking.
I'm walking this way. I wonder if you'd mind...
Did I see you at the flower shop yesterday? Of course I don't mind, Mr. Marsh.
Thank you. Oh, may I?
They're not very heavy.
Please. Oh.
Thank you.
Just... May I see you again?
We're neighbors.
No, I meant... perhaps we could meet for dinner sometime.
Yes, I'd like that.
Tonight. How about tonight?
I work late.
I could meet her here. I thought perhaps we could go to that little restaurant on the square.
Very well. A date.
Thank you.
was very lucky, too. I got work in the florist the day after I arrived. But I've been doing all the talking.
I like listening to you.
Now it's your turn.
Well, I work as a librarian. I'm in charge of the reference section of the main library here.
Is that all?
Can't think of anything else to say.
Well, what do you do with your spare time?
Oh, well, I play chess mostly. Carl Loomis and I. Carl's a friend of mine. You'd like him. Everybody likes Carl.
Who else lives in your house?
No one.
Live alone? In that big old house? Surely not.
I prefer it that way.
Would you like to dance?
No, I'd sooner not.
I don't mind if
It's getting a bit late. I think I ought to take you home.
Yes,
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Edgar. It's been a lovely evening.
The stairway is very dark. May I see you at your door?
Thank you.
the landlady doesn't believe in wasting light. She turns them all out at 10:30. Thank you, Edgar. I think I'll be safe now.
Betty. Betty, I'm sorry.
Can I help you, madame?
I think you can go now, Betty.
Oh, thank you, madame.
Betty, you must forgive me for last night. Please let me see you again. If only just for one drink together. I'm sorry, Betty.
Well, perhaps one drink then.
Good night, Edgar.
Are you doing anything tomorrow night? I was wondering whether we could do something rather special. Well, it's Saturday night. You wouldn't have to go to work the following day. Perhaps we could have dinner somewhere, or go somewhere and dance together. Or have you some other engagement?
No, I'll come with you, Edgar.
I've been here quite often, but always on my own.
Oh, so crowded. Do you think we could have a drink?
Oh, yes, of course. what shall we have? Champagne. How about champagne?
Well,
Waiter, champagne, the best you have, please. We must come here again. Saturday, perhaps. How about next Saturday?
well, on Saturday, I think I'm...
So many things I want to enjoy with you. I never realized how wonderful it is to share something. It's Carl. You remember I told you about him. Carl!
Yes, our table's over
Over
there.
here.
Oh, pardon me a moment. I'll be right back.
Don't be too long.
Hey, I didn't expect to see you here.
Carl, I want you to meet a great friend of mine, Betty Clare. Carl Loomis. I've told her so much about you.
Good evening.
I've looked forward to meeting you, Mr. Loomis.
Carl, he's my best friend.
That's right. I'm his best friend.
Oh, this is wonderful. I've just ordered some champagne. You will stay and have a drink.
I'm sorry, Edgar. I'm with people.
Well, bring them over.
Well, there's too many of them, and they're a little drunk.
Oh, it's ridiculous. You can't just go like that. Now, just a few minutes, one drink.
Yes, please do, Carl.
Oh, that settles it. He's never been known to refuse a lady.
Very well, one drink.
Wonderful.
But that was when I was halfway across the Americas. I've settled down since then. A first-class Rolling Stone to a second-rate scientist. I've got an awful lot to catch up on.
But don't you miss the excitement?
A little. But it wasn't all adventure, you know. Hard work most of the time.
All the same, I wish I'd done it.
Oh, and me, too.
Well, you could, Edgar. There's nothing to keep you here now. It's easy to wander when you've got nowhere to come back to. Well, I must be getting back to my party.
Oh, no, not yet, surely.
I thought you might ask me to dance, Carl.
Yes, do, Carl. Dance with Betty. Go on. Go on, Carl.
Very well.
Very strange that you and Edgar are such good friends.
Quite strange.
What's so different?
Edgar is a decent sort. He's helped me out of a spot more than once.
I like this place.
There are better places.
I haven't been in town long enough to know them. Not more than a week.
Yes. So Edgar said.
I've been working too hard to get around much. I work in the florist on the square.
Thank you.
And another drink, Carl.
Oh, no, thank you, Edgar. Really, I must get back to my party now. Good night, Miss Fair. Good night, Edgar.
Good night, Carl. Same time tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, what did you think of him?
I like him very much.
I knew you would. Everybody likes Carl. Have some more champagne.
What did you mean, same time tomorrow?
Oh, well, we always spend Sunday together. He comes to lunch, and then we play chess. Oh, Betty, you look beautiful. Really beautiful.
What shall we drink to?
You propose a toast.
To a successful evening.
A successful evening. That's it, I'm afraid. Now your queen's gone. 2 more moves and checkmate. Another?
No, thank you. 2 beatings are quite enough for me.
You haven't said a word about last night yet. Don't you think she's beautiful, Carl?
She's very attractive.
She's so easy to talk to be with. You know what I'm like usually with women, petrified lest I should do the wrong thing, but it's not like that with Betty. I feel I can relax with her.
Don't let your heart run away with you, Edgar. Well, what I mean is, it would be foolish to get in too deep with this girl.
Why?
Well, she's new in town. She's anxious to make friends.
Well, that's lucky for me, isn't it?
She's also your first real girlfriend. The first one always goes to a man's head.
No.
There'll be other girls. You'll see.
Not for me.
Just be sure, Edgar, that's all. Don't build your hopes too high.
We have the same interests. Did I tell you? I lent her a copy of it, and her reactions were exactly the same as mine. Now, that's rare in a woman, isn't it? I mean, a woman as gay and lovely as Betty.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young lady to see you. A Miss Clare.
Betty. Show her in. Betty.
Edgar, Carl, I didn't mean to disturb you, but I wanted to return your book. I remembered how cautious you were about letting it out of your sight.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose I better go.
Oh, well, now that you're here, won't you stay and have a drink?
No, I didn't mean to intrude on your game.
Oh, nonsense. We've just finished, haven't we, Carl?
Yes, we've just finished.
Are you sure?
I wouldn't dream of letting you go now. Please.
Well, in that case...
Oh, I was going to show you the line sketchings by Miro. There are over 50 of them, you see.
Of that you're playing. It's very pretty.
Oh, he's only teasing you. He can play much better than that. How about it, Carl? What about that piece from Smutya?
Please.
Splendid.
Well, I must go home. I've got some reading to catch up on.
I must get up early. Thank you, Edgar. It's been a perfect evening.
It was perfect for me, too.
I'll see you, Edgar.
When?
Well, how about tomorrow evening? I'm free.
Well, Betty and I were already going out to dinner.
Why don't you join us, Carl?
Oh, no. Thank you.
That's an excellent idea.
Well, no,
Well, you
I-
already said you were free. You know you don't like spending your evenings alone.
Oh, I'll find something to do.
Well, why bother when we're going anyway?
Very well. Tomorrow, then.
I'll see you home.
Oh, no, Edgar, it's much too late. Besides, I only live across the street. I'm sure Carl will see me to my door. Good night, Edgar.
Good night.
Goodbye, Edgar.
Goodbye, Carl.
Good night.
That one.
This one, sir?
Yes.
That's easy to arrange. I'll have it mounted for you.
How long will it take?
Well, give me till tomorrow.
Fine.
Excuse me, sir. I would prefer something in advance, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Shall we deliver it for you?
No, I'll pick it up in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I help you?
The very best you have.
Yes, sir. Something else to celebrate, Edgar?
Perhaps. Betty?
Carl, darling, all alone.
With people, Jane. Away. I said go away.
Two of the finest people I know. The finest. And one of the finest evenings. What's that thing? Con appar seconem. Il faut aimer ce qu'on a. Montaigne. A fine writer. A fine writer for a fine evening.
It's late, Edgar. I said it's late. I'd like to go.
Oh. Oh, yes, certainly. I'll go and get our coats.
You haven't asked me to dance all evening, Carl.
Betty, since that last time, I haven't... Oh, Betty. Betty.
No. Edgar. It's late. I'm very tired.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Good night, Edgar.
Good night.
I'd better go. I mustn't be seen here by anybody.
Is it Edgar you're worried about?
Yes, I'm worried about Edgar.
You said you love me, Carl.
I do, Betty. No other woman's ever had this effect on me. I do love you.
And why worry about Edgar?
Why did you go out with him?
I don't know. He was a stranger here. I didn't know anyone. I suppose I felt sorry for him.
Well, that's just it. He's to be pitied. So he invites pity.
I told you. He doesn't own me, Carl.
Nobody wants to. To a man like Edgar, that's all that matters. You mean a great deal to him, Betty.
And to you? What do you suggest?
I'll break it to him gently. I'll tell him that we've fallen in love, that we're going to get married. He's an intelligent man. He'll understand. He's got to understand.
I couldn't get here any sooner. What's the matter with him, Mrs. Vine?
No, sir, he hasn't left his room. He asked me to send for you and wait to let you in. He's upstairs.
Has he sent for a doctor?
Wouldn't let me.
All right, you can go now. Thank you, Mrs. Vine. You waited late enough as it is.
Don't mind staying, sir, if you think there's anything I can do.
No, thank you. I can take care of things. You know, I've never been upstairs in this house before. Which is his room?
It's on top of the stairs, sir.
Thank you very much. Edgar? Edgar?
The door is unlocked.
Edgar, what's wrong?
Come in, Carl. Come in.
What's the matter? Are you sick?
Sick? Yes, a kind of sickness.
Yes, well, I don't wonder. Sitting here with no fire, no light on. I'd soon have this place looking a bit more cheerful.
No. No lights.
Edgar, you've got to pull yourself out of this.
Pour me a drink, will you? On the table by the window.
You must get out of here. Sitting in one room all the time isn't doing you any good.
I like this room. It's serene and tranquil. And the view is to be admired.
Yes, Carl. I know.
But Carl wouldn't go away, not just like that, not without telling me.
If you will pardon me, Miss Clare, that may have been exactly the idea.
What do you mean?
We checked at Mr. Loomis' apartment. He is well known to his landlady, and indeed the whole district, as a rather wild young man sowing plenty of wild oats.
Carl wouldn't do this to me. Something's happened to him. An accident.
We checked the hospitals, too. I shouldn't worry too much. It isn't the first time it's happened. Twice before, Mr. Loomis has been away on a discreet holiday to escape an unhappy gambling debt. Another time, a woman.
And you won't do anything?
There is nothing I can do. If, however, you bring me further information, something more definite.
Mr. Marsh. Betty.
Have you heard anything?
No.
I've just come from the police station.
What did they say?
The same as you. That Carl has gone away like this before.
You're showing a great deal of concern for him.
I don't like to think that anything's happened to him. It's been 3 days now, Edgar. Are you sure he said nothing to you?
Carl didn't confide in me completely, you know. He can look after himself. I'll see you tonight. We can walk home together. There's a circus in town. I wonder whether perhaps later on...
Not tonight, Edgar. I'm very tired. Perhaps another time.
All right. Some other time.
Good night.
Take all the time you want. All the time you want. I can be patient now. Soon, she must come to me. She must come to me.
Mrs. Vine!
What are you doing?
I'm trying to clean the lounge, sir. But the door's stuck.
It's locked. You were right when you said that this house was far too big for just one person. So I decided to dispense with some of the rooms. That door will remain locked.
But I ought at least to dust,
I
sir.
said it would remain locked.
As you say, sir. Are you all right, sir? The other evening when Mr. Loomis
I
arrived...
should never have troubled him. I was all right. He only stayed for a few moments.
Why, yes, Monday evening. Mr. Marsh wasn't very well that night. In fact, he hasn't really been himself for some days now.
He asked you to take a note to Mr. Loomis?
Yes.
Do you know what was in the note?
I'm not in the habit of reading other people's letters. I think it was to ask him to come here straight away. Anyway, Mr. Loomis did arrive that evening.
Mr. Loomis was here? On Monday night?
Yes. Now, look, miss, I shouldn't be telling you all this, only you said you wanted to help Mr. Marsh.
Yes. I think he's a very sick man. I do want to help him. Please, Mrs. Vine, don't tell him I was here. Not yet.
Very well, miss.
My dear Miss Clare, your accusations are entirely without foundation.
But Carl Loomis went to Edgar Marsh's house that evening.
What if he did?
Why hasn't Edgar said anything to me about it?
Perhaps he wanted to spare your feelings. We spoke to Mr. Marsh, you know. He has known Loomis for years. He's got him out of many a scrape in the past. It's possible that Loomis went there to borrow money. Marsh hasn't mentioned it because, well, one doesn't mention that kind of thing.
You don't know Edgar Marsh. He could be insanely jealous. His mind could be twisted.
Edgar Marsh has worked quietly as chief librarian in this town for many years. A thoroughly respectable citizen. No, Miss Clare.
You don't want to find Carl Loomis, do you?
I don't want to persecute an innocent man. Some women never want to admit they've been thrown over, not even to themselves.
Do you think there might be something in what she says?
Do you?
Cognac, please.
Right, sir.
And some cigars.
Yes.
It's just an ordinary poker.
Then why hide it in his bedroom where there's no fire? Why hide it?
Now, look here, miss. There may be a dozen explanations.
I demand that you search that house.
Oh, I can't do that, not without the inspector's authority.
Then find him.
He's out on a case just now. I'll tell you what I will do, though. I'll make sure he sees this as soon as he gets back.
Bishop moves. Checkmate. King moves. Checkmate. Try again. Try again. It's no good.
I can't win. Checkmate. 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 No.
There's no convincing that woman.
I told her you'd contact her as soon as you got back, sir.
Morning will be soon enough. Here, put this away somewhere.
Wait a minute.
Here. Dried blood.
Good night. We're closed.
Any sign?
Street's empty, sir.
I don't see why you're waiting. Why don't you just break in and search the house?
That's not the way we do things, Miss Clare. Suspicion's one thing, evidence is another. You need evidence to break into a man's home. Mr. Marsh will come back, and then we'll ask him some questions.
And if he doesn't come back, what then?
We can talk about that later.
Inspector.
Mr. Marsh. Well, you look as though you had rather a rough night.
I've been... Betty,
I know it's very early to call, Mr. Marsh, but I'd like to ask a few questions, if you don't mind. Shall we go inside?
Inside?
That's right, son. We don't want to stand out here, do we? Well, sir, where shall we go? In here?
No. In here. In the study.
Now, you sit down, sir. I'll stand if you don't mind, but you sit down.
Edgar,
We want to know about Carl.
Just a matter of routine, sir. You see, there is a possibility that our first ideas about the disappearance of Mr. Loomis may well have been inaccurate. You see, you neglected to tell us that he was that Monday evening. Indeed, there is information to suggest that you asked him to come here, sent for him, in fact. Now, is that true, sir?
I was sick. I asked him to come.
For any particular reason, sir?
I wanted him to bring some things, some personal things.
How long was Mr. Loomis here that evening, sir?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
I said, how long was Mr. Loomis here that evening?
I don't know.
Come now, Mr. Marsh. You must be able to hazard a guess. How long was Mr. Loomis here that evening?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Did anyone see him leave here?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now, just one or two more routine questions. What did you and Mr. Loomis talk about that evening? Come now, you must remember what you spoke about. Mr. Marsh, I insist that you answer my question. Mr. Marsh. Mr. Marsh. Mr. Marsh!
You know, don't you? You know! You can hear it, can't you? You can hear it!
Hear what?
The beating of his heart! The beating of his infernal heart! He's buried in there. But his heart keeps beating. I can't stop his heart from beating. I can't stop his heart from beating. Do you know?
Edgar! Oh, Edgar!
Carl! Oh, Carl.
Are you all right? You've been screaming loud enough to bring the house down.
Yes, I'm all right now. I've had a nightmare. Terrible nightmare.
Can I get you something?
No, I'm fine now.
Must have been quite a nightmare.
Yes. Yes, it was. You were there, Carl.
Oh?
And I was in it, too, except that I had a limp. And there was